My name is Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Thank you guys for joining me. Man, I should lower this a little bit. What do you think? Yeah, it looks a little better. Guys, after the video I did yesterday, it was a great response, and it was like I had a moment, an epiphany. There are so many more newly started chili heads than there are seasoned chili heads. So we're going to put a much greater emphasis on helping you guys get to your next level. So what we're going to talk about today are some, I saw a lot of questions and things that came up as a result of yesterday's video. And brought up a few points that I definitely want to address. One of them is this. You know, when I started the channel, I've got this question over the years. Did I have any other names? There was never any other name I ever considered other than Chase the Heat. That was it. And my mindset was this. Everybody's heard the expression, everybody marches to the beat of their own drummer. In my mind, that's exactly how that was Chase the Heat. Everybody chased the heat at their own pace as well. So it's not a race, it's not a contest, okay? You're a chili head, and I'm gonna help you guys get to the next level. One question that I wanna talk about is this. How long should you stay on a pod, all right, before you jump to the next? And the other thing is setting up realistic goals. I believe that anybody can get to a point where you can handle and enjoy the flavors of super hots. But it's a process, and I've learned over the years of doing this that everybody's journey is different. Everybody's trajectory and the pace at which they chase the heat is up to them. So I think sometimes, this is a really important thing, I think sometimes, do you ever feel like it's a race and the starting gun's been shot and everybody's running like crazy eating pods and you're standing there wanting to run? It's not a race. You chase it at your own pace. And that's a really good thing I want you guys to know about. Now, let's talk about how long you may be, because I've had people say I've been stuck on Thai chilies for a long time, or I'm stuck on jalapenos. It takes time, it just does. On my pepper journey, when I found this, to this day, it's one of my favorite peppers, the Serrano. I don't think it wasn't so much that I didn't have the channel at the time, so it wasn't like I felt the rush to get to the next level. I parked it on Serrano for about a year. I must have eaten 1 million of them. I really, really like Serrano. So if you find a pepper you really enjoy, there's no shame in staying on that pepper for a while, because part of this whole journey is finding out what peppers you like the most. So if you find that Serrano is your chili, there's no shame in parking there. You know what I mean? As far as setting up, I want to talk about setting up realistic goals. This is so important because it's like I said, I think sometimes when you find the channel, you feel like you're late to the party and everybody's already there and they're already eating peppers and you want to get there. Take your time. There's no rush. There's no race. Okay? Setting up realistic goals. I think, can this be your first pepper season and you finish it by eating Reapers? Of course. Is that realistic? It can be. It's up to you. It's like I said, it's everybody's pace. It's up to you. If you want to dance, you got to pay the band. And if you're looking to, the harder and the faster you're looking to accelerate and climb up the chain of hotter peppers, it comes at a cost. Now, I like that cost. I like pepper pain. I love the burn. Somebody made a comment on a video the other day. It was really funny. It was the panic mode video, and they said, don't drink water, it makes it worse, you should drink milk. I've never consumed milk ever in a video because it kills the burn. I do this for the burn. Water, if anything, accentuates the burn and spreads the capsaicin around in your mouth and makes it worse. Try that if you don't believe me. Next time you're eating a pepper, it doesn't even have to be anything super hot at all. It can just be a jalapeno. Take a bite of a jalapeno and chew it up and see where the burn is, all right? Kind of analyze it in your head, do a little diagnostic. Then take some water, swish it around your mouth and swallow it. wait 30 seconds and do that diagnostic in your mind one more time. And what you will find is that the burn is everywhere. Where it may have been focused on the left side of your mouth where you may have chewed, hypothetically, once you swish water around and swallow it, your gums will burn, your upper roof of your mouth will burn, your tongue, everything will burn. So spreading that water around kind of accentuates the burn. So, if you want to kill the burn, milk certainly will do that. The more dairy, that like high fat milk, like vitamin, like whole milk, is going to kill the burn better than 2%, because the dairy adheres to the molecules in your tongue and kind of gives you a break. So realistic goals. Let's talk about that. If you're just starting out now, there's not a problem having a goal. I think, I'm just being really realistic here, I think the most realistic goal you can have is just the next hottest pepper. A lot of people kind of took me up on the 1 pepper a day challenge. It's a really smart challenge. You guys understand how inexpensive these are in the grocery store? They're like $1.20 a pound. They're not that expensive. Go to a grocery store and get 8 of these. Eat 1 every day. And get a piece of paper and mark what the heat is. The heat for me was a 7. It burned my tongue. The burn lasted 20 minutes. My stomach was a little grumbly afterwards. Make notes and do that every day, all right? And chart how long it takes to peak. Just chart that. And on day 8, eat the 8th pepper, starting the week over again. And when you're done, go back and compare the notes from the first day you did it compared to the day 8, and you will find even though you got the same peppers, they're going to taste better. You're going to taste so much more, and you're going to find that the burn is different. I promise you. One thing that happens very, very frequently. This is something I want to it's not a cautionary tale, but I just want to prepare you for this. This will happen. Over the years, if you knew how many times I've had comments saying, "Has Tabasco changed their formula? It used to be so hot and it's not anymore," or has that's the sentiment. Something that used to be hot isn't anymore. It's not that formulas have changed, it's that you've changed, and it's that your tolerance has changed. But there are there are a lot of comments where people say, you're right, the higher your tolerance get, the more you can taste. There is a absolutely spectacular, wonderful world of peppers out there. You just got to kind of latch onto it. Realistic goals. How long should you stay on a pepper? The first thing you should do is not set any kind of idea in your head of how long. You shouldn't say, I want to be on this pepper for a week. Don't have a predisposed idea of what your journey should be like, because nobody knows what it's going to be like. You just got to kind of play it by ear. Whatever you do, though, be happy with your progress. So many people were talking about ways to build their tolerance. One question was great. Let's say, this is a hypothetical, let's say that you live in an area and you have access to jalapenos all day, but that's it. Do you realize you can drive your tolerance way past jalapeno eating nothing but a jalapeno? Let me say that one again. You can drive your tolerance to chilies way past jalapeno eating nothing but jalapeno. How can you do that? By eating multiples. If you never had anything, no other access to anything but jalapenos, if you sat down and what would end up happening is you'd get to the point where you could munch a lot of them, just kind of sit down and eat them like they're a snackable, fruity kind of. That's how you can approach it. So when you snack on that, what you're going to find is that the flavor changes dramatically, and the heat's going to change dramatically, and that's what you're going to find. So don't put yourself in a box and say, I shouldn't be on this pepper anymore. I should already be. Don't feel like that. You have to understand something. This is really important. I've been doing this. I'm like Gandalf the Grey. If I pull my goatee out, it's down to here. I feel like Gandalf sometimes. I've been doing this for a really long time. So I'm where I might be a good guide. It's not realistic to try to. Don't push yourself too fast. Be comfortable with the pace that you're growing. Because that's the thing. There's so many people. Everybody wants to be on the hottest peppers immediately. You'll get there, but the fun part is as you get there, everything about peppers will change as you start eating more and get your tolerance climbs higher and higher. Oh, another thing I want to address. Let's say that you don't have access to peppers at all. All you have access to is sauces. You can still increase your tolerance using sauces. You don't have to use pods to increase tolerance. Using sauce on a regular basis can increase your tolerance for pods. Eating pods on a regular basis can increase your tolerance for sauce, because what the tolerance that's increasing is your tolerance to capsaicin, not to pods necessarily or to sauce, just to the hot ingredient within those items. Okay. I want to talk a little bit, even cooking with peppers. If you're cooking with serranos or jalapenos, even though that burn's not going to be as intense as if you ate a pepper raw, it's still going to build your tolerance. It just will. I want to talk briefly about how capsaicin builds. This is really an important thing, and this is something that people are confused about over and over again. Hang on one second. There's one thing I want to do, and I don't want to forget, and that will help me remember. Okay. I've done, let's say hypothetically, let's talk about a 1 million Scoville pepper. And for the example, we use a ghost pepper. Let's say that you ate a whole ghost pepper. You have consumed a pepper with a Scoville rating of near 1 million Scoville heat units, okay? Now, let's say that you ate 2 of those peppers. The question is, have you eaten 2 million Scoville heat units? Or have you eaten 2 peppers that were 1 million Scoville? The answer is you have not consumed 2 million Scoville heat units. It does not build on itself that way. It's not cumulative that way. What you've done is you've consumed 2 peppers at 1 million Scoville heat units. Now to you who've consumed it, it might feel like you've eaten 2 million because it'll build on itself. Even though it's only 1 million, it'll build on itself and feel a lot hotter. If you ate 3 or 4 of them, it's going to feel a lot more intense than if you just ate 2. And that's why I said earlier that if all you ever had was access to jalapenos, you can still build your tolerance past the jalapeno strength, eating nothing but jalapenos. If you got to the point where you could sit down and eat 10 jalapenos on a drive while you're driving, just kind of snacking along, and that's the only pepper you had access to, at the end of that journey, if somebody gave you a red habanero, you'd have no problem eating that. Even though the only thing you'd prepped with was jalapeno. It's the truth. It's interesting how it builds. If you ate 10 ghost peppers, you didn't consume 10 million Scovilles. You ate 10 peppers at 1 million Scovilles each. It might feel like 10, but it's not, okay? But that's a great example of what I meant. If you ate 10, if you got to the point, just like I said with jalapeno, you got to the point where you could eat 10 jalapeno, a red habanero is going to be easy for you. If you could eat 10 ghost peppers, now the ghost peppers, a lot of times people have access to ghost peppers. It's one of the more readily available super hots. Some people don't. Let's say that the hottest pepper you have access to is a ghost pepper. If you got to the point where you can eat 10 ghost peppers or 5 or 6 ghost peppers pretty easily, I gotta tell you something, you can handle a Reaper. No problem, even though you've never eaten a Reaper, because that will build you, all right? So you can build to the next pepper level, even just the pepper you're on. You can really prepare yourself for that. So ultimately, the way you can push your tolerance is by eating more and hotter. If you can't eat hotter, just eat more of it. It'll still advance. It'll still move the yard marker, okay? Talk about tolerance. There's a few other things I want to talk about. Tolerance is, I think when you're a little kid, you think you go get a job, you get started, if you get a promotion, it's just a stepping stone, you never come back. You can go back as well. It's just, you have to always strive for the next best thing. Eating peppers is the same way. You can drop back. It's not, you know what I mean? If you don't eat peppers, your tolerance will drop, and a pepper that you had no problem with will give you trouble. So tolerances rise and fall. They'll fall faster than they rise. Tolerances can rise quickly, but they fall really quickly. Let's see what else I wanted to address. I think that'll probably do it. If you have more questions, we're going to continue doing these videos for the new chili chasers. because this is important. I really believe it. The response from yesterday's video showed me that we need to do more of these for you guys. While everybody likes watching the extreme, there's so many of you that want to get there, and I'm gonna help you, okay? And this is gonna be your tutorial. Now, here's what we're gonna do. I want you guys, if you have any other questions regarding a journey or any other topics for new chili chasers that you'd like me to cover, go to the comment section, put them in there. This is gonna be ongoing. I feel horrible that it took until season 6 for me to start making videos specifically geared towards new people. I'm sorry for that. I don't know what happened. But rest assured, we're gonna put a great emphasis on helping you guys achieve your next goal and your next level. Okay? So when you have a question specific to your journey, put it in the comment section and I'll address it. If you're an advanced chili head and you happen to see this and you have something that you think I should bring up for newer people, go to the comment section, say so, and we'll do that. But we're gonna keep doing these videos because we're gonna help you get to the next level, all right? In the description box, you're gonna see a link for all the stuff I usually put in there. Oh, one more thing. A lot of people are asking about the tube of terror or other products that will help build your tolerance. And I'm not just saying it because it's a product that I sell, but because of the fact that the tube of terror has a lot of nuts or corn nuts or peanuts within them, and they are super, super, super hot, it is really a tremendous tolerance builder. Just eating a few peanuts or a few corn nuts a day will really do that. And I'm serious, if you are at a place where you can't even have access to fresh pods in a grocery store, if you got an address, we'll ship the tube, all right? And that, if you got a tube of these or a tube of the 2.0 or the original, and you start eating one of those a day, that will advance your tolerance so quickly you wouldn't believe it. Another great tool, great ingredient to build your tolerance are tinctures. And the great thing about it is you don't need a lot of tincture at all to build your tolerance. Just a drop or two every day will do it dramatically. Same thing with the peanuts. They're at such a high level that just 1 or 2 a day will advance and really push your tolerance fast. But your foot is on your accelerator, not mine. So you need to decide the speed in which and the pace you want to make this journey. Regardless, we're here to help you, okay? So again, questions you've got specifically to your journey in the comment section. If you got something you want me to cover, put it in there. Right there is the pepper. Click that pepper when you do your ride with me. If you don't want to miss a video because spicy content is your jam, click the bell for notification. Select all, but visit us daily because they forget a lot. Right here is League of Fire, more videos here. The bus is big. It's all over the world. I'm curious, where's your seat? Where's your seat on the bus? If you're watching this, tell me what country or what state you're watching this from. We're gonna see if we can chart how big this bus is by country. It'd be kind of cool to watch. I love you guys. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.